Former White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki appears to be the latest Democrat to suggest Republicans are racist. During an appearance with MSNBC's Joy Reid, the former Biden White House press secretary said Republicans have struggled to take down Biden because of his gender and his skin color. Here it is.
If you look back, Joy, to 2020, they were trying to figure out how to take him out. They can't make him extreme. They can't really make him offensive. I mean, one, he's a white man who's older, so you know he is comfortable to many in their base. But I think also they have underestimated him at many times. He's always been underestimated. He's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because of that. That can serve you well. But I think they're trying to throw a lot of spaghetti up at the wall to try to take him down. And so far they haven't quite figured it out.
Oh my goodness, there were so many metaphors there. I was just waiting for her to get to the fact that race has nothing to do with incompetence.
First of all, I like this idea that she thinks Republicans like Joe Biden. That would be news to all these Republicans. It is true that they ran him falsely as a very moderate person. He claimed that he would be moderate. He's been anything but from day one. He's had very radical, extreme policies that the entire Democrat Party seems to agree with. But I think they do this because a lot of Republicans are scared of being called names and they react to it. And so if you don't want to have this happen, stop reacting to when people accuse you of things that you're not.
So why that word, Charles? Why does the word, and Tyrus and I got into this at the end of the Focus today, when Democrats want to bring an argument to an end, they just drop the race word. Why that? Why does that word have so much power, especially when it's not true?
It's worked. I guess that's the most important thing. It's worked. It's complete BS, but it keeps working.
Why?
And one thing, why? Because they control the media, because they control Hollywood, because they control the press, because they get to control, at least they think they get to control the narrative that goes around that. So once it's hurled out there, you know it's going to be picked up by all of these different sort of outlets. And it's not just whether or not it's in a conversation with you or someone else, but who picks it up and who keeps pounding away at it. And you know, it works for them. Obviously, when you go on Joy Reid's show, the issue of race is going to come up. I don't know why Joy Reid didn't ask about Biden talking about an urban jungle and about how many black men he put in prison. I don't know why Joy Reid didn't bring up those kind of things.
What about the chains?
Issue, yes, they're going to put you all in chains, or how these black kids were so fascinated with this white guy. They were touching his curly white hairs. I mean, why didn't Joy Reid bring up any of that stuff since they brought up the topic of racism and Biden in the same conversation? Because if you want to have them in the same conversation, we can do the rest of the show on it.
Preach. Yeah, if I see him call one more grown man who's a person of color a boy, I mean, come on. Some of these people work for him, a senior advisor.
Well, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, well, there is racism and the word Biden in the same sentence. It's just not what Joy Reid.
Right, I'm saying if she wanted to have that conversation, since both of those things were brought up, Joy Reid should have commanded the show and said, listen, let's have a real heart-to-heart about who Joe Biden has been his entire life.
So Jen Psaki and others in her party, are they just out of ideas for where to go?
Apparently, because if your new idea is Republicans are comfortable with Joe Biden, the Reuters poll in mid-May shows 91% disapproval among Republicans. Get your polls right, Jen. Apparently you haven't looked. Do your homework before you go on set. But secondly, to your point about Biden not being offensive, I have a whole list of others that you didn't even get to. We could do the whole show calling Obama articulate, bright, and clean. The word clean. You have to have an Indian accent to work at 7-Eleven. August of 2020, he said, unlike the African-American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is incredibly diverse. He also insinuated that black individuals don't have lawyers and accountants. And this is a partial list. We could fill the rest of the show.
Yeah, we could.
He is offensive. The media just doesn't cover it. They hide that for him.
Emily.
Yeah, I too brought a list, actually. So,
oh my goodness!
The show's
you saw me take out my drink with a straw.
Exactly. And you know what's so phenomenally appalling about what we just watched there on TV is that, first of all, the issue isn't the GOP's satisfaction with him. The issue is their own party satisfaction because of his blatant, consistent demonstration of racist remarks and a racist attitude. And the media apologizes for it. After he said that horrible sentence as senator in 2007 about Obama, bright, articulate, clean, that storybook, man, they let it drop after 2 days. Thankfully, we didn't, because it bears worth reminding. And then 2020, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That was posed, by the way, in answer to an African-American host that said, wait, we have more questions for you, because he was trying to wrap up the interview Biden's team was. We have more questions. Please, candidate. Please, former senator. Please, Mr. Vice President. And that's the answer? All you got to know is that your skin color should denote to vote for me.
That's disgusting.
That is disgusting. And this is the party that tells their party constituents that if they look a certain way, if they have a certain amount of pigment, if they have a certain texture in their hair, that they must vote a certain way. They must think a certain way, and otherwise they will be canceled, shunned, rejected, or called racist names throughout social media and amplified on air by hosts like that, who will call them names I can't even repeat on air. It is appalling.
Ari Fleischer has said that these compartmentalized politics are breaking America. And he's right. He is. And the left just feasts off them.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.